Hey Coyote fans, welcome into the Coyote Volleyball Show. It's another week and more Coyote Volleyball. The volleyball season just flying by with just 4 matches left in the regular season. Joined by the head coach of the Coyotes. Coach, it's in the blink of an eye. We got 4 matches left. You only have 1 home match left in the regular season. Isn't that crazy to think about?
I mean, it's insane. It just has flown by. We were just talking with the team the other day about just how we can remember those first practices. We can remember that first match. So to be at this point in time of the season is kind of insane. But also, we've had a lot of fun along the way and have grown a lot as well.
Coming off of wins at home this week, which is always good, getting out to leads early and finding a way to close out matches.
Yeah, I mean, both Thursday and Saturday were kind of different stories in some ways, but Thursday I thought we started a little bit slower but got better with every single set, and we're playing our best volleyball in that 4th set. And then Saturday I feel like we were very much in control, especially those first 2 sets, and I think they did some better things in the 3rd set that kind of forced us into some errors at times, but I like how we got better again down the stretch and were able to pull out a 3-set win.
3-set win on Senior Day specifically, which is always special. It's kind of one of those, you have conflicts on Senior Day. You hate it because that means some really good players and good people are leaving the program eventually, but it's awesome to recognize what they've done.
Absolutely. I mean, and all 5 of them have spent different amount of times here, whether it's 4 years, 3 years, or 1 year, or even honestly as little as about 5 months. But all of them have had a big impact on this program in a lot of different ways. So I love that we were able to switch it to after the match. I think we started that about 2 years ago. It just gives us a little bit more time to be able to recognize them and not kind of rush through it before the game. But they kind of said they actually kind of liked that it was a little bit earlier this year because we do have so much still going on. Even though it is only 4 games, it feels like a long time. They said it was maybe a little bit less emotional than what it could have been if we were a little bit later in the season.
Some people look at Senior Day and always assume it's going to be your last home game. Do you like having it on the weekend though?
We wanted to be able to do it on the weekend, especially with the parents, some of them having to travel in from farther away. We wanted to make sure that everybody was able to be here. Families were able to make that trip. A couple of them flew, so that it just makes it a little bit harder if it's during the week. So we wanted to do it on a weekend, which obviously picked this day instead of the South Dakota State game because it is on a Tuesday.
Your team has bounced back since their last loss and has really started to perform well and continue to grow. What do you like about this team right now?
I mean, I feel like we've gotten a lot better here in the last couple weeks. I really feel like we're a different team than what we were at the beginning of the season. And, we did some great things early on, but everybody's kind of at that point. And then obviously we had a couple setbacks we felt like at the beginning of conference. And I think we have really, corrected some of those things. I think we're a more confident team right now. I think we have been able to find our balance and find different people to get involved in different situations. But I feel like they continue to be very committed to each other and the process. And I think as a coach right now, I'm very happy to see how they continue to attack every single practice, every single game. And I really do feel like we're pretty close to playing some of our best volleyball right now.
We've talked a lot about the depth of this team. Do you feel like there's some players settling into kind of the leadership role on the court and kind of those standouts, if you will, night in and night out with a lot of players in supporting roles?
I mean, yeah, I do. We don't do captains. I don't know if that's something we talked about in the past. And some of it is because I feel like different people are going to step up and have different things to say with different situations. We don't want to always have to rely on the same 1 or 2 people. And I think we've seen that over the course of the season is I think some people that are more comfortable with that leadership role have kind of settled into that role. But then we have other people that step up when needed, and I think that makes us, it makes our team a little bit tougher. And I think it allows them to use their voice when they see fit and when they feel like it's best.
Coming up next, we'll hear from Kamryn Farris. It's still to come on the Coyote Volleyball Show. Head coach Leanne Williamson will talk about the week coming up for Coyote Volleyball. That's on the way. This is the Coyote Volleyball Show presented by Scooters Coffee.
This segment brought to you by Scooters Coffee. Scooters Coffee. Amazing drinks, amazing people, amazingly fast.
Back on the Coyote Volleyball Show presented by Scooters Coffee. Our guest this week is Kamryn Farris. Kamryn, you're coming off of just a couple of matches ago, hitting a milestone with 1,000 digs in your career. What was that moment like? You knew going into the match you needed one to hit the milestone, but probably couldn't really enjoy it too much at the time. But a chance to reflect on that. What did that milestone mean to you?
Yeah, it's just really special knowing the impact I've had at this program so far, and again, just looking back on my career and all of the great memories I've had, the special teammates and relationships I've formed with just everyone in the community and our program, and so it's a really special milestone. But again, just enjoying competing with my teammates too.
You've got a lot of incredible digs in your career, and I've asked you before, what are you looking for when the other team is setting up an attack? But this time, how about this? When you get a big dig and you have to lay out for it, how do you get yourself balanced back out mentally to get back in there and get ready for the next one?
Yeah, I mean, again, just thinking about keeping the ball off the ground, and after I maybe get that first one, just knowing that the play is going to continue and being ready for the ball to come back over on our side of the net. And if I need to make another play to keep the ball up and give our team a chance to score a point.
A lot of times when a hitter has a big kill, you can celebrate that right away. You can't always celebrate the digs right away. But what is that moment like, knowing that the energy, that just feeds off of your team?
Yeah, I think digs are another big part of the game that can be momentum changers, can build energy. I think obviously not right in the moment when the play's still going on, but our team, especially our hitters, our setters, they do a great job of, after that point's over, if they know a good play was made, then they celebrate it.
Volleyball is known for kind of quick spurts of energy, right? And then you get a little breather and then you go. How do you stay in it during a long rally that's going back and forth and the energy is getting tougher and tougher?
Yeah, I mean, long rallies are a lot of fun. I love them, just being able to make multiple plays in one rally. I know our hitters may not like it as much as they're jumping every single time the ball comes over the net, but it's a lot of fun, and just, again, it's the competitive mindset and enjoying that when we have it.
What do you like about this team right now? Obviously, it's had a very successful season. You'd always want more wins because that's just the competitive nature. But what do you like about this group right now with 4 matches left in the regular season?
Yeah, this team is really close, and we go to battle together. I think each and every point we're battling for each other, with each other, and I think that can just go a long way as we go into our last 4 regular season games and then into the conference tournament as well.
You got 3 road games coming up here. Only 1 match this week, though. You'll have a chance to have the weekend off. Is that important at this time of the year?
Yeah, I think after our long stretch, not this past week, but the week before that, we played 5 games in that week period almost. And I think just having the 1 game this week to focus on, and then having a little break, and then taking on truly our last weekend with the Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday will be really good to just recover this weekend and get ready for really our last few regular season games.
Chance for redemption coming up with some of these matches that your team will face with teams that you're looking to get back from losses earlier in the year. How do you, as a leader on this team, how do you motivate this group game in and game out to try to win the rest of the way and feel really good going into that conference tournament?
Yeah, I think every game that we have left of the regular season is one that we're really looking forward to. I think they're all going to be battles, and that's what's fun about it, is going out and competing against good teams, and it should be a fun few weeks ahead.
What do you want to see out of this group over the next 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, as you get ready for the conference tournament? What do you want to see out of this group so that you're all confident going into that tournament?
Yeah, I think staying present each game, taking it 1 game at a time, but just continuing to battle every single point and every opportunity we get to step onto the floor.
All right, have yourself a great week. Good luck on Thursday.
Thank you.
All right, that's Kamryn Farris joining us here on the Coyote Volleyball Show. Coming up next, Leanne Williamson is back in as we talk about the week ahead for Coyote Volleyball. This is the Coyote Volleyball Show presented by Scooters Coffee.
This segment brought to you by Scooters Coffee. Scooters Coffee. Amazing drinks, amazing people, amazingly fast.
Back in the Coyote Volleyball Show presented by Scooters Coffee. South Dakota head coach Leanne Williamson and her team getting ready for 1 match this week. Coach, it's another one of those 1-match weeks for your team. But again, a road trip. It's kind of the way it's worked out for your team as you go to North Dakota State on Thursday and Fargo always seems like an interesting place to play.
It's a tough place to play. They've got a great gym up there that I think suits volleyball really well. It gets very loud. They've always had a lot of people when we've been up there as well. So it's a good environment. We enjoy playing up there, but we do also anticipate a really tough match every single time.
I know that some people maybe know that, but you talk about the different building they play in. It's not their basketball arena. They have their own volleyball arena, and it's very tight, so when they get a handful of fans in there, you're right, it can get very loud, and it feels like they're right on top of the floor.
They really are. I mean, that first row of the bleachers is a few feet behind our bench, so it is a very compact gym, but like I said, I mean, those are the types of environments that we enjoy playing in, and that we hope for a good match. I mean, we want to play good and high-level volleyball, but I mean, we've gone 5 sets quite a bit up there, so hopefully we can maybe correct that this year.
Well, at least your team knows how to play in 5 sets. You've seen that throughout your career coaching at USD. What do you need to see out of the group this week as they go to Fargo to play North Dakota State?
I mean, I think really one of the things that we're going to really work on is learning through playing. You know, we the last few weeks, we've had to kind of tone back a little bit, you know, whether it was just the fact that we were playing 5 matches in 10 days or we were trying to recover from that. And I really feel like our team's in a pretty good spot right now physically that we can go after it a little bit more in practice and make sure that we're practicing the way we want to play, the way we want to compete in game situations. So that's what we're going to focus on a lot more this week. And I think the other side is just really continuing to focus on that serve and pass game. It's something that I feel like we have the ability to be very good at. We've seen ourselves do that at a really high level. I think we took a little bit of a step back this weekend in that area, but both North Dakota and Oral Roberts were serving very, very well. So that's an area we're going to continue to focus on this week, but more than anything, just competing at a really high level.
Do you like, when you have just the one match in the week, do you like it being on Thursday versus being maybe a Saturday match?
I do. I mean, either you're front loading, obviously, or back loading, but I like that we're able to kind of hit it hard here these first few days, play, and then give them the weekend off. And we have quite a few players that are planning on going home for the weekend, and we don't get those opportunities very often. You know, there's years that we could go years without having an off Saturday. So for them to be able to take advantage of that and go see friends and family and just kind of have more of a relaxing weekend, I think it's going to be really good for them and good timing for it leading up to the end of the season.
3 straight road games for your team. Obviously, one this week. The other 2 will be next week, which we'll talk about next week. But it feels like this is really the you got to dig deep part of the season.
Absolutely. I mean, this last 4-game stretch is tough. You know, 3 out of the 4 teams are teams that we had lost to the first time through. So a good opportunity for us to kind of see where we're at now, you know, and we believe, you know, 1 or 2 of them we definitely should have had back. So I'm looking forward to being able to face those teams again where both of us have grown, you know, in our team dynamics and volleyball wise and be able to kind of see where we match up now. But obviously these next 3 on the road, it can be tough, but I do like that this is a little bit of a shorter trip, and with it just being a day trip, I think our team is going to be ready.
Do you use previous matchups and losses as motivation? How do you try to mix that in without making it cause, you know, too much pressure for this team?
I think for them, I mean, they know, you know, they know the games that we would have liked to have back. They know the times that maybe we fell a little bit short of our own standards, and we could hit our standards and still lose, you know, and I think that's the thing that people forget at times, but we could also play really well. On the flip side, we could also maybe not hit our standards at all and find ways to win. So there's a delicate balance of just continuing to learn from past mistakes, past failures, and we'll definitely use that first round matchup as, hey, here's things we did well, here's things that we didn't, this is what we need to be prepared for. But we are all using that film. So those scouting reports last for maybe a game, and then we're making some adjustments because both teams are obviously using past experiences to make game plans.
Coach, have a great week, and good luck on Thursday.
Thank you.
All right, that's Leanne Williamson, the head coach of the Coyote Volleyball team. Coyotes back in action Thursday at North Dakota State. That does it for us this week. This has been the Coyote Volleyball Show presented by Scooters Coffee.
The Coyote Volleyball Show is brought to you by Scooters Coffee. Scooters Coffee. Amazing drinks, amazing people, amazingly fast.